In this video, we're going to start adding lights to our scene. Now, lights are something that you primarily will just be adding if you're going to be going out to TV or film with your animation or advertising, not so much for games. There is a way that lights are used for games for doing something called baking shadows onto surfaces. That's kind of an advanced technique. We're not going to begin to talk about that in this course, certainly. We'll leave that for another day. But in your book, there's a couple of sections about what light types are available in Maya and the whole concept of lighting theory as far as setting up key lights and fill lights and backlights and all of that. And, that's interesting information to sort of get you started with the idea of how you might go about lighting the scene. These things are just guidelines. They're not hard and fast rules. There's lots of people in Hollywood and in the video, in the 3D world, who make their living just dealing with lighting. And if it was just some little cookbook thing that you could write down in 5 pages, well, they couldn't really make a career of it. So there's all kinds of nuances and things that you can get into in lighting. We're just going to do a very basic lighting setup, and we're going to use a directional light as our primary light. If you read the sections in the book, you know that a directional light, the icon is a couple of little straight lines with arrows on them, and the position of the light is not really critical because it's thought of as coming from an infinite distance away, like daylight, like a sun. And so really all that matters is the angle that it's pointing at. Now, we will generally set it somewhere like it was a physical light that we were placing in the scene, just to get it out of the way of other things and maybe make it a little bit easier to visualize what's going on with the light. So let's get to it here. And I'm going to switch to our side view. Okay, so we're going to add the light to the scene. So we'll come here under the Create menu, Lights, and Directional Light. There it is. It's tiny, so we can make it larger. So come into the Scale settings here in the Attribute Editor. And again, I'm going to set these to 5. And the Translate tool, I'm just going to move it up here near the camera. And there it is. Now I'm going to rotate it down to point kind of towards our object. So let's there towards the sphere. It doesn't have to be exact. Just kind of ballpark. Okay, now let's switch views here. Let's go to the top view. All right, and we're going to translate it off to the side. Again, off to the side doesn't really matter other than now it's a little easier to see. And to make it even easier to see, we can hide the grid here. So select it, then go to Display, Hide, Hide Selection. It's not gone, it's just not going to display. So now we'll come in and rotate. Now, one thing we want to do here is go to this tool up here between the Attribute Editor and the channel box, and this is the Settings. And we did talk about this ever so slightly in our very abbreviated interface discussion. What we want to look at in particular here is the Rotate settings. Make sure this is set to World. That way you can still rotate this based on world XYZ. If it was in local, well, that'd give you a little different perspective on the thing. So we're going to want to rotate this right now in relationship to the world. So it is set that way, so that's fine. We don't need the window here, so we can close it. And then just rotate this light to be pointing still at our sphere from the top view. Okay, so that looks good, and we've got our main light set now, and that's going to be all we're going to do with it. We're going to add 2 more lights. We're going to add a fill light and a backlight, and we'll get to those in the next 2 sections.